Top 10 African countries with the most Chinese investments. Hello Displorers, welcome to another exciting video presented to you by Displo and thanks for watching. In this video we shall be presenting the top 10 African countries with the most Chinese investments. Economic relations between China and Africa began in the 7th century and continue through present day. China seeks resources for its growing consumption and African countries seek funds to develop their infrastructures. Large-scale structural projects, often accompanied by a soft loan, are proposed to African countries rich in natural resources. China commonly funds the construction of infrastructure such as roads and railroads, dams, ports and airports. Sometimes Chinese state-owned firms build large-scale infrastructure in African countries in exchange for access to minerals or hydrocarbons, such as oil. In those resource for infrastructure contracts, countries in Africa use those minerals and hydrocarbons directly as a way to pay for the infrastructure built by Chinese firms. While relations are mainly conducted through diplomacy and trade, military support via the provision of arms and other equipment is also a major component. In the diplomatic and economic rush into Africa, the United States, France and the UK are China's main competitors. China surpassed the US in 2009 to become the largest trading partner of Africa. Bilateral trade agreements have been signed between China and 40 countries of the continent. In the year 2000, China-Africa trade amounted to $10 billion, and by 2014 it had grown to $220 billion. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of our amazing videos. The presence of diamonds, gold, silver, uranium, cobalt, and large oil reserves have brought Africa to the forefront of industrial development. With many of the world's economic powers building relations with Africa's resources, economically rich nations are emerging. China has not stayed behind as it is one of the highest countries presently with huge investments in Africa because of the presence of raw materials. China has indeed invested more in some countries due to what they offer as reward as well as the policies of the country. Hence, here are the top 10 African countries with the most Chinese investments. Number 10. Chinese investments in Mozambique. China-Mozambique relations date back to the 1960s, when China began to support the struggle of Mozambique's Marxist-oriented FRELIMO party against Portuguese colonialism. Diplomatic relations were formally established on the 25th of June 1975, soon after Mozambique gained independence from Portugal. China mainly imports agricultural and fisheries products from Mozambique, but few raw materials, while exporting manufactured goods and machinery. Between the year 2004 and 2006, bilateral trade tripled in value from $70 million to $210 million, making China one of Mozambique's three largest trading partners, behind South Africa and Portugal. China has also become an increasingly important player in Mozambique's construction industry. Over one-third of Mozambique's new road construction is now carried out by Chinese contractors. Contractors from other countries who have been losing out on business due to their higher costs complain that the Chinese contractors make no effort to transfer skills or technology to locals and do not make use of local or regional labor subcontractors, instead preferring to import and manage their own workers. However, Chinese-run construction sites are better organized and have a lower rate of pilferage. Number 9. Chinese investments in Cameroon. China and Cameroon established bilateral relations on March 26, 1971. Since the first Forum on China-Africa Cooperation in 2000, Beijing has successfully delivered $2.4 billion in development finance to Cameroon. $87 million of the total falls under the OECD DAC criteria for official development assistance. Major projects executed by the Chinese government in Cameroon include construction of the Kribi Deep Sea Port, construction of the Memvele Hydroelectric Dam in Ndiaziban, construction of a malaria research center at Yaounde's Hospital of Gynecology, Obstetrics and Pediatrics, all funded by the Exim Bank of China with millions of dollars. Yearly trade topped $854 million in 2008 before dropping to $813 million in 2009 due to the global recession. In the 2000s, some in Cameroon considered the economic relationship to be a form of neocolonialism. This was mainly due to a perception that Chinese traders flooded the Cameroonian market with cheap but extremely fragile manufactured goods, which stymied the development of local industries. Number 8. Chinese investments in the Republic of Congo. China-Republic of the Congo relations refer to the bilateral relations between China and Republic of the Congo. On February 22, 1964, China established diplomatic relations with the Republic of Congo. Both China and the Republic of Congo have donated aid projects to each other. The Chinese government fully funded the construction of a €52 million new parliament in the country. The government of the Republic of Congo funded the construction of the China-Congo Friendship Primary School, a school most for Tibetan orphans in Chindu Country, Qinghai, after the 2010 Yushu earthquake destroyed the old school. Chinese state-owned financial institutions have provided development finance for infrastructure construction in the Republic of Congo. Based on media reports from 2000 to 2012, there were approximately 25 Chinese development finance projects in the country. These projects range from building highways linking Brazzaville and Pointe Noire to constructing a 120 milliwatt dam to supply power to Brazzaville. There are several large investments by Chinese companies in the Republic of Congo. Number 7. Chinese investment in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Relations between the two countries go back to 1887, when representatives of the Congo Free State established contracts with the court of the Qing dynasty, then ruling China. In the 21st century, Chinese investments in the DRC and Congolese exports to China have grown rapidly. Information on Chinese commercial activities is mysterious and inaccessible in both DRC and their home country. This can only intensify the doubt as to their transparency and the manner in which they meet their legal obligations. In June 2000, a Sino-Congolese telecommunications company was set up between ZTE and the Congolese government in a deal worth millions in concessional finance from China Exim Bank. Number 6. China investment in South Africa. In 2010, China was South Africa's largest trading partner, but prior to the fall of apartheid in South Africa, relations between the two countries were officially non-existent and unofficially antagonistic. By 2010, trade between the two countries had increased to about $25.6 billion, with imports from South Africa reaching up to $14.8 billion across the country. Investments had also grown to $7 billion in the same year. From the year 2000 to 2011, there are approximately 37 Chinese official development finance projects identified in South Africa through various media reports. These projects range from a financial cooperation agreement worth $2.5 billion between the Development Bank of South Africa and the China Development Bank to an investment of $877 million by China's state-owned miner Qinchuan and China Development Bank in South Africa's platinum industry, and an investment of $250 million by China's Huanqiang Holdings in a theme park in Johannesburg. In late March 2010, CPPCC chairman Chia Kingling visited South Africa and met with South Africa's President Jacob Zuma and signed contracts worth more than $300 million. Number 5. Chinese investment in Zambia. The concept of Chinese investing in Zambia is not a foreign story as it dates back to decades given the country's friendly policies. In 1998, China Non-Ferrous Metals Corporation bought a controlling 85% stake in Zambia's Chambishi copper mine for $20 million and invested a further $130 million in rehabilitating the mine. Less than 10 years later, by the end of 2005, roughly 160 Chinese companies had invested in Zambia. Trade between China and Zambia increased in 2010 to $2.2 billion. Chinese investments in Zambia range from mining interests in Zambia's copper belt to investments in agriculture, manufacturing, and tourism. As of February 2011, a total of 25 farms in Zambia are being run by Chinese entities. From 2000 to 2011, there are approximately 64 Chinese official development finance projects identified in Zambia through various media reports. These projects range from a loan to fund Kafue George Lower Power Project to a loan for expanding the Kariba North Bank Power Station near Siavonga, or a $211 million debt relief in 2006. Number 4. Chinese investment in Kenya. These bilateral relations date back to 14 December 1963, 2 days after the formal establishment of Kenyan independence, when China became the fourth country to open an embassy in Nairobi. Kenyan President Mwai Kibaki visited Beijing in August 2005, and in 2013, President Uhuru Kenyatta visited China, where he held talks with the Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. Kenya and China ended up signing deals worth $5 billion. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang visited Nairobi on his 2015 Africa tour. He and President Kenyatta signed 17 multi-billion shilling deals to fund multiple infrastructural projects and various agreements, which included the establishment of a China-Africa Development Bank. In April 2007, the Qinchuan Group, a state-owned metal manufacturing group, became the first Chinese company to enter Kenya's mining sector, purchasing a 20% stake in Tiomin, Kenya. From 2000 to 2011, there are approximately 65 Chinese official development finance projects identified in Kenya through various media reports. These projects range from $108 million grants from Chinese government to build the North and East Ring Road sections in Nairobi, to a concessional loan to finance the construction of the Kenyatta University Teaching, Research and Referral Hospital project in 2011. Number 3. Chinese investment in Ethiopia. The People's Republic of China-Ethiopia's relations were established in 1970 and have had a great impact since then. Between the years 2016 and 2018, Chinese direct investment in Ethiopia had reached $4 billion US. Between 2000 and 2014, China provided over $12 billion US in loan finance, usually tied to infrastructural projects undertaken by Chinese firms. There is growing Chinese investment in the Ethiopian economy as Ethiopia's focus on infrastructure has created numerous opportunities for Chinese construction firms. For Ethiopia, Chinese finance provides critical support for the government's legitimacy as electricity, transport, and employment opportunities continue to expand, stimulating economic growth and helping promote exports to other countries. In a paper prepared by economist Tegnege Gebre Exiaba of Addis Ababa University, cheap Chinese imports may have damaged local producers in the short term. However, the longer-term benefits may be to stimulate improvements in efficiency and quality, and Chinese investment in local infrastructure may assist towards this outcome. Number 2. Chinese investment in Angola. Angola-China relations date back to the pre-independent Angola. Today, they are based on an emerging trade relationship. As of 2011, Angola is China's second biggest trading partner in Africa. Since the first Forum on China-Africa Cooperation Conference in 2000, Beijing has completed $465 million US of official development finance projects in Angola. This includes a $90 million US loan from the Exim Bank of China for the rehabilitation of the Luanda Railway and the construction of a 45-kilometer electricity distribution line between Quifangondo and Mabubas. Angola has also received a $1 billion US oil-backed line of credit for the China Exim Bank to repair the country's infrastructure. Number 1. China investment in Nigeria. The bilateral relations between the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the People's Republic of China were formally established on February 10, 1971, a decade after Nigeria gained its independence from the British Empire. According to a 2014 BBC World Service poll, 80% of Nigerians view China's influence positively, with only 10% expressing a negative view, making Nigeria the most pro-Chinese nation in the world. Both nations also signed a $311 million US agreement to develop cooperation in communications and space programs. China helped develop and launch the Nigerian communication satellite, the NIC-ComSat-1, by 2007 to expand cellular and internet networks in Central Africa. During Chinese President Hu Jintao's visit in 2006, China secured 4 oil drilling licenses and agreed to invest $4 billion in oil and infrastructure development projects in Nigeria. And both nations agreed to a 4-point plan to improve bilateral relations, a key component of which was to expand trade and investment in agriculture, telecommunications, energy, and infrastructure development. Furthermore, China agreed to buy a controlling stake in the Kaduna oil refinery that would produce 110,000 barrels per day. Nigeria also promised to give preference to Chinese oil firms for contracts for oil exploration of the Niger Delta and Chad Basin. In 2006, China also agreed to grant a loan of $1 billion US to Nigeria to help it upgrade and modernize its railway networks. In 2006, the CNOOC purchased a share of $2.3 billion in an oil exploration block owned by a former defense minister. China has also pledged to invest $267 million to build the Lekki Free Trade Zone near Lagos. From 2000 to 2011, there are approximately 40 Chinese official development finance projects identified in Nigeria through various media reports. These projects range from $2.5 billion loan for Nigerian railway, power or telecommunications projects in 2008 to a $1 billion construction of houses and water supply in Abuja in 2009 and several railway networks. There you have it, explorers. Those were the top 10 African countries with the most Chinese investments. Thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.